In this video, I'm going to give you 6 very clear steps on how ChatGPT is going to make your life way, way happier. And that is a promise. There is no video on the internet that shares what I'm about to share with you today. So stay till the end, and I promise I will transform your life. Well, me and ChatGPT. Step 1 is to use ChatGPT as an emotional check-in tool. So pretty much kind of like a therapist. Now, I am not saying that ChatGPT is a therapist. Please do not think that. I still think there is so much value in therapy. I am such a fan of therapy myself. I definitely go to therapy. But let's be honest, therapy is kind of expensive and sometimes hard to access, and you had long waits and things like that. And sometimes we just have emotional things that come up that could be discussed in the moment, ideally, so that we are not reactional to them in the situation. I have personally been using ChatGPT kind of like a therapist for the past week or two. And I don't want to be, people misconstruing this and think that I'm saying do this in a way that's like away from therapy or in a way that's detrimental. What I mean, though, is that you can share your feelings with ChatGPT. You can speak them out, copy and paste that into ChatGPT, and then listen to their responses, whatever you want to refer to ChatGPT as, they or it, or I'm going to interchange it throughout this video, but you can listen to their responses, and it's actually helpful. For instance, for the past couple weeks, I've been mulling over a couple different challenges that I've been having. And I asked ChatGPT, I gave it a framework that was basically listen to the challenges that I've been facing recently and how I've been feeling about them. And please probe me with questions to further my self-reflection and help me to see the situation more objectively. And then I went on and I shared all the thoughts and feelings I had been having about this emotional situation to ChatGPT. And Chat did exactly what I asked. He asked me questions to probe my further thoughts. I answered those questions verbally. I said, this is how this makes me feel. This makes me feel like this. And I said, can you please provide me with further questions as well as what are your thoughts on this? Do my thoughts make sense? And he responds like a therapist. And it's kind of yeah, it makes sense. And these are different issues that you could, these are ways that they could be stemming from. And he probed my thoughts further and asked me questions. Just try it, okay? And keep an open mind and see if it's of value, because sometimes we just have emotions and things that come up and we need someone to talk to. And Chat is a great person to talk to, and you're not going to feel like you're trauma dumping on anyone. Also love it because when you're doing this, Chat can help you to identify emotional patterns that maybe you are consistently having and that are consistently coming up for you in various emotional situations you have. And that's pretty awesome, because a machine is literally built to recognize patterns, so they can help you to recognize some of the toxic patterns you may have in the way that you're thinking and causing you stress. Step number 2 is to use ChatGPT as a means of self-discovery. So this is something recently I've been doing too, talking about values, things that I really enjoy and give me a lot of fulfillment, and then things that maybe I think should be giving me fulfillment but no longer do, and just having a conversation with Chat and then having him ask me probing questions again. And also I can ask him what kind of key values are coming up for me that you think that I might resonate with. And he'll give me a list of these values, and it's really shed a lot of light for me on certain things. For example, one thing that I always thought that I held as a very strong value for myself was growth. And I still do believe that growth and personal development is absolutely a value that I do hold. But I no longer think that growth is my number one value. I think through conversations with ChatGPT, honestly, that either it always has been a surface level value, or recently it's kind of shifting to become more of a surface level value that is lower than other values. And that the reason, after reflection with ChatGPT, that I put so much emphasis throughout my life on growth and development was because I wanted to be the best version of myself. And I wanted that because I wanted to achieve great levels of well-being and happiness and satisfaction for myself. as well as so that I could be that, so that I could give more to other people. And then now I'm realizing my values is actually quality experiences in my family and friends and well-being for myself, and that a secondary value is growth. And I was equating all this value to growth, but really growth was a tool to help me to achieve this well-being, this happiness in my life, and to improve the lives of my friends and family, which is really what I value. But this isn't about me. All I'm saying is ChatGPT could help you to discover values. Way number 3 that you can use ChatGPT for happiness is to have him create you personalized goal setting and things to do with your happiness on a daily basis. So this is something I've yet to try, but while I was thinking of ideas of what I could share in this video, this had come up for me, where I was just thinking we could just talk to ChatGPT and be like, these are all the things I really love. I felt the most happiness in my life. In this scenario, it really hurt me when this happened and this happened. I get really triggered when these things happen. And then asking ChatGPT, based on that, what are your thoughts about me, which kind of sounds like the value step that I had said before this. But then an additional question could be, what kind of hobbies or things do you think that I would enjoy based on all these experiences I've had? And what kind of hobbies and stuff do you think that maybe I wouldn't enjoy? But I guess we could just focus mostly on the positive, would I enjoy? What kind of experiences would I might like? What kind of travel experiences would I most like? And just asking for basically recommendations on things to do that you never thought that you would do because they're just not in front of you, but ChatGPT knows so much and they could probably give you some really great suggestions based on your life experiences. Way number 4 to use ChatGPT for happiness is to use it for stress management and problem solving. So we all come across challenges in our life that maybe are not as emotional as using ChatGPT as your therapist, but rather just stressful ones. You're overwhelmed at work, there's so much on your plate and you don't know where to begin. Telling ChatGPT every single thing that you need to do and then having them organize everything for you, as well as ask it for solutions on how to do the work in a more efficient manner or how to just be less stressed out, and just giving them your full situation and seeing what he comes up with. For example, asking about specific coping mechanisms that could work in a situation like this for a person with your traits, as well as organization tools. I know this isn't necessarily happiness, but let's say you're someone that loves organization or to-do lists or just needs more organization in your life. I've been using ChatGPT recently for my weekly to-do list, and it's transformed my life. I basically would always do this by hand, and I'm still a write out by hand kind of girl when it comes to daily to-do lists, but I will start the week by writing out every single thing that I want to do that week. I'll put it into ChatGPT, as well as I'll say, I want breaks around this time. I want to work out every day for this long. I always like to have a walk around this time. I tell them every single thing, when all of my appointments are, when all of my preferences are, when I have the most energy, etc. And he spits out a whole calendar for my whole week and a whole to-do list that is very specific to my routines and my preferences and what will be the most efficient. That's a game changer. Step 5 on how to use ChatGPT to be happier is to use him for positive affirmations and self-talk. After you discover your values, after you work through some issues and you realize, okay, there are some things I maybe have to work on myself, ChatGPT can be a partner in helping you work on those things. He can tell you what you need to hear consistently. He will be able to recognize these patterns and then affirm to you, you are enough. You are good just the way you are. You are beautiful. You are, a shining star. You are grateful. You are abundant. Whatever you need to hear to become a better, more happier version of yourself, ChatGPT will say that to you. And how wonderful is that? Because maybe you don't have people around you that say those things. Maybe you have people that think those things, but to have someone around you consistently and to rely on them to say these things to you is just not realistic. Just to rely on someone else to do that for you every single day. You have to do that yourself, right? You have to do that from within. But now we have chat and he can do it for you too. On the final step is to use ChatGPT for long-term growth and self-improvement. After you're discussing all these things with chat, and trust me, like you might find that what I'm saying makes you feel uncomfortable to speak out loud or to put into a machine or write that on a computer. Once you start, you won't be able to stop, especially when you start like speaking out what you're saying rather than typing it. Because I just click record on a Word document and then I speak my mind and then I'll copy and paste it into ChatGPT. I don't know if that's the most efficient way to do it, but that's the way I do it. And oh my goodness, like he knows so much about my life. I hope that no one breaks into my chat ever. But anyways, after you've spoken to chat over a long period of time, you can then look back on your progress. It's pretty great that it is recorded in a sense, because you can look back and not only do you have to sift through that information yourself, you can ask ChatGPT, like, where was I 6 months from now mentally? Like, can you give me a summary of like where I was? What was my recurring thoughts? And then you can compare that to where you are now. And you can actually recognize the progress that you've been making. And you can recognize the patterns that you have because you've shared them with this machine. And then you can know what you want to work on. You can just applaud yourself for having made it this far and sharing this information. And all the revelations you have can be seen and really absorbed by you. Because for sure, growth and improvement is so important, especially if you're someone that values that, but also like making sure that you're recognizing you are doing that for yourself is also so important. And it's easy to do when you have it in a machine. Overall, ChatGPT is an amazing tool for so many things, but also for well-being. And I don't think that it's talked about enough. And I really hope that you found value in this video, because I'm excited to go and use ChatGPT in all these ways that I discussed. If you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to enjoy this video. I think it's posted by now, but it is a video on gratitude. If it's not here, then just stay tuned and subscribe, because I will be posting that video very soon, and it ties in very much with this video. So give that a watch. And if you made it this far, definitely comment down this emoji so that I know you made it this far and that you are a real one. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, do all of that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.